All right, welcome back to Waldstein's Kitchen. Today, we're going to be graphing quadratic functions, and now we're going to do it in vertex form. Now you might be saying, why could this possibly be called vertex form? Well, the reason is the vertex is right in the equation. So my vertex is going to be h comma k. The key though is notice that there's a minus here. So it's always going to be the opposite that's in the parentheses and then this actual number. Now you might be saying, how's vertex form different than our standard form that we've been doing? Well, vertex form has parentheses. So if you see parentheses, you know it's going to be vertex form. All right? Other than finding the vertex, almost everything else is exactly the same as we've been doing. So this shouldn't be too bad. It's actually easier than standard form. So let's try it again. So we have y equals, parentheses, x plus 1 squared minus 2. The first thing we need to do is find the vertex. The vertex is just the opposite here. So this says plus 1. So that's negative 1. And then this value, negative 2. Again, it's called vertex form because the vertex is right in the equation. Now from here, everything else is the same. We're going to make a table of values. I'm going to put that vertex right in the middle. I'm going to pick two numbers smaller than the vertex. I'll go with negative 2 and negative 3. I'm going to pick two numbers larger than the vertex. I'll go with 0 and 1. And now we're just going to plug those in to find the y values. If you didn't see my post, now if you reboot your Chromebook, you should have one of these graphing calculators right on your desktop. So if you've been struggling with the calculator stuff, one of these fancy schmancy things is going to be right there. All right, so we're going to plug it in just exactly like it is, and we're going to plug these x values in for x in this equation. All right, so first we have negative 3. So we have parentheses, negative 3 plus 1. Close the parentheses. You can use this squared button right here, or just the regular little caret thing that we've been using, minus 2. And we get a y value of 2. All right, if you remember the trick with these is I can hit second enter and it'll just re-show us the last thing we did, and then I'll just go change that negative 3 to a negative 2, and it gives me my y value of negative 1. All right, I could do the same thing again. We already know what the y value of the vertex is. So I'm going to try 0 now, and I'm going to go back, second enter, and change that negative 2 to a 0, and I get negative 1. And if I did the same thing with 1, I get 2. This is still a parabola, so just like before, our top and our bottom should be the same, and our second from the top, second from the bottom should be the same. If they're not, you did something wrong. And again, if you're getting crazy numbers, like some of you have been for the other assignments, the most likely thing is you forgot to change the sign for that x coordinate of the vertex. All right, now we have our table. Let's make a graph. Negative 1, negative 2 is my vertex, which is right around here. Negative 2, negative 1 is here. 0, negative 1 is here. These are not showing up because of my weird numbering, so I'm going to do it in blue. 3, negative 2. Excuse me, negative 3, positive 2 is up here. And then 1, positive 2 is over here. And our graph should again look like a parabola. All right, let's try one more. Now the interesting thing with this is the same thing is true with whether it's facing up or down. If that A value is positive, we get a parabola facing up. If that A value is negative, like it is here, we get a parabola facing down. All right, so first thing we need to do, find the vertex. Remember, it's just the opposite of this number. And the opposite of this number is 1. And then this number. We don't change the sign of the second one. So my vertex is 1, 3. Put that in the middle of the table. 2 numbers smaller, I'll go with 0 and negative 1. 2 numbers bigger, I'll go with 2 and 3. And then we can plug them into the calculator. I'm not going to show you that part. Hopefully you can handle that on your own. When I plug in negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2, squared is 4, times negative 2 is negative 8, plus 3 is negative 5, 0 minus 1 is negative 1, squared is 1, times negative 2 is negative 2, plus 3 is 1. When I plug in 2, I get 1. When I plug in 3, I get negative 5. I feel pretty comfortable that these are right because I got the same answers here and the same answers here. Now I'm going to plot these to make a graph. I should get a parabola facing down, like I said, because that A is negative. And in fact, I did. Okay. You're going to have an assignment posted. That will be due on Tuesday. If you have yet to do any of the assignments before, please get them done as soon as possible so I can get you some nice grades for that. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week.